Hi everyone, it's Nicola at Forever Young Autobiographies and welcome to today's video. This is the channel where we learn to write life stories for family and friends so that unique memories can live on. If you're new here, welcome. Please subscribe to the channel. I put out a new video each week, and if you find this one helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Today's topic is genetic memory. And I'm asking the question, has your memoir or biography or life story project got examples of genetic memory? Now, I never heard of this term. I recently came across it when I was reading Magda Szubanski's memoir. It's called The Reckoning. Now, Magda is a hilarious comedian here in Australia, and she's a terrific writer. She's terrific. Anyway, Magda was writing in her memoir about how she'd come across the theory of genetic memory. Now, she was involved in a TV show here called Who Do You Think You Are, where people go on a historical journey back through their ancestors' lives. Okay, so it's more ancestry kind of work, kind of show. And as part of that show, it's season 3 by the way, as part of that show she goes to Ireland for the first time, which is on her mother's side, her ancestors on her mother's side. And she feels like she's coming home. She's never been there before. She has this overwhelming feeling of, I'm meant to be here, I'm home. And during her time in Ireland, she meets a historian who talks to her about genetic memory and how she has this sense of what cordite is. Now, cordite was an ammunition that they used during World War II, lots of wars, but her father served in the battlefront or the battlefields of World War II before she was born. But for some reason, she knows this smell. And Magda was the same. In her book, she writes, yes, I know that as well. Her father was involved in Poland in World War II. So this kind of got my brain ticking, and I'm thinking, okay, what is this? So in today's video, I'm going to just go through a few key points about genetic memory. Now, the most logical place to start is, what is genetic memory? Let's get a definition out there. So normally when our memories are recorded, they're recorded on the surface of the brain, and I've done a whole article on that, so I won't go into it here. So with genetic memory, it's you're born with memories in your genetics. So it's kind of the idea that a species can respond quickly, like there's no learning involved. They instinctively know that yes, this is the case, or I can survive. So that's your definition. Now, okay, let's get some examples. Now, scientists have done a lot of studies, and there has been one recently, which was 2004 by Brian G. Diaz and Kerry J. Resler. I hope I've said that correctly. And it was published in the Nature Neuroscience, and it's called Parental Olfactory Experience Influences Behavior and Neural Structure in Subsequent Generations. So a bit of a mouthful there, but to explain, the general gist of this study was they had mice and they exposed them to a specific smells, and they conditioned them, I suppose, to associate that smell with fear and it equaling pain, basically, inducing a pain. It's associated with fear and then pain. And the crux of this study was that subsequent generations, I think it was 1, 2, so also had this aversion or fear of the smell, even though they'd never been exposed to it before. So they're sort of indicating back to the genetics. So all really interesting stuff. But then, okay, let's get into why. Let's explain how this could happen. So the authors themselves are like, wow, but how does it happen? They're not entirely sure either. So they're kind of they're surmising, I suppose, that the DNA is having a chemical alteration. I mean, other scientists then completely disagree. So there's two camps here, and they're doing more studies, obviously. Now, I came across some studies completely unrelated, but, you know, just interesting things that scientists are finding out, just briefly, is that they discovered a learning gene that behaves in almost like, has almost virus-like strategy for moving its genetic material to nerve cells. So just mind-blowing stuff that scientists are coming up with. So I hope that's the easy way to understand genetic memory, theory and trauma. I'll just recap those key points. The definition is genetic memory is in your genetics when you're born. We've given some examples there about the natural neuroscience, published in Natural Neuroscience, a study with the mice, and that the offspring have this aversion to smell equaling pain. And then, you know, finally, the how. You know, we can't nail it down at this point. Scientists are still agreeing and disagreeing or coming up with ideas. So more work there. We'll watch this space. So I think the takeaway from this video is that, you know, our memories are amazing things. You know, some things that could be completely random, as Magda found out in her memoir writing experience, you know, could hold a clue. So as you're writing your life story work, you'll get a different perspective of things if you understand genetic memory. And, you know, you might be able to think, okay, what genetic memories have I got perhaps from, you know, my previous generations, and what am I passed on to my future generations? So just things to get your mind ticking over. Now, if you'd like to read more about this topic, head to my website, foreveryoungautobiographies.com. I'll put the links to this study and subsequent studies, news articles, that kind of thing. That's where you'll find it. And for watchers today, I've got a free training or a free giveaway. It's Structure Success Training. It's basically a video where I walk you through the steps for choosing your key memories and how to basic outline for your memoir or biography project. So check it out. I'll leave a link down below. It's completely free and it'll get you writing and on the ball with your project. So make sure you check it out. If you've got a genetic memory as well that you'd love to share, put that in the comments below. And make sure you subscribe, because I'll be back next week with another video. And if you found this one of value, give it a thumbs up so other people can find the channel. So until next time, thanks for watching and happy writing.